Hey guys, welcome back to Making Frugal Fun. I'm Shannon and I share our family's debt-free journey to pay off over $500,000 of debt. And today we're making over this seriously ugly dining room table. It needs it so bad. I've been wanting to do this for so long, and I actually saw a table makeover or a wood makeover on the channel Do It on a Dime where she bleached the wood. So that was my initial plan. I was like, I'm gonna bleach this, and it's supposed to be real oak or cedar. And even though I was pretty sure that this table was not real oak or cedar, I still was determined to try it. So this is me sanding it for like a million years before realizing that I did not think that this was gonna be a good table for bleaching. And so you'll see here where I decide to change my plan to do a chalk paint makeover instead. Doing this for about an hour, and I'm less confident than ever that this is ever coming off. It's like, I mean, some of it's starting to come through, but I could use a thicker sandpaper. But now that I see the color that's underneath, I'm very confident that this is not like real, like a solid wood, and I don't think the bleaching is gonna work. So, and especially since it's taking me an hour just to get this varnish or paint or whatever they used on here to get it off, I'm starting to change my approach to this project and think I might paint it instead, because I still have 4 chairs and a bench to do. And I'm like, man, if it's taking me an hour to do this and it's not even done, I'm gonna do a little bit of research on what paint to use and go back to the hardware store, and then we'll see if we can make this happen. I ended up running to Home Depot, which is behind my house, and I grabbed this 1-2-3 primer to go ahead and prime the surface, and also Farmhouse White, which I'm planning on doing the top of the table and the top of the chairs, I think, or maybe the seat of the chairs, and or maybe the whole chairs, I don't know yet. But and then this is Memory Lane, which is like a light blue color that I'm planning on doing the legs of the table. So I'm hoping it's gonna look really cute. Then I'll still use the polyacrylic top coat to seal the table when I'm done. But I ended up getting this Behr chalk decorative paint. I'm hoping it's gonna be really easy to use.
Of all the magic places in the world I've been to, this is where my heart is. Oh, you know it's true.
So I did go ahead and continue to do a light sanding. I just wasn't as aggressive as I had been at first when I was doing the top of the main part of the table. But I thought the paint would obviously stick and the primer would stick a lot better if I sanded everything down. And then I'm also just trying to clean as much as I could off of the wood before priming. So I used this 1-2-3 primer. I got this at Home Depot, and also the Behr decorative chalk paint that I'll be using later. I got that at Home Depot as well.
This is where my heart is.
I did end up doing 2 coats of primer, and I was more diligent with the dark wood parts because I knew that I was going to be painting those the Farmhouse White color. So on the parts that were already white and I was going to be painting blue, I was just kind of slapping the primer on there, to be honest.
So you know it's true. No matter where I go, I'm coming home to you.
Day 3 of the project, and I was able to finally start painting, and this is the Farmhouse White, which looks very similar in this video to the primer, but it is a little bit more off-white than the actual primer. So I ended up doing 2 coats of the Farmhouse White on the seats of the chairs, the top of the bench, and the top of the table, of course. And then you'll see me use the Mystic Blue for the rest of the chairs and legs of the table and everything.
I fell in love with your colors. They kind of tell me what I'm thinking. I fell in love with the way we are and the way we lose it. There's something different about us, and the reason why we stay. We fly around like paper planes. They never know where we will fall. Nobody can see us, still they wanna tear us apart. There's something different about the way we are.
So I got the first coat done on day 3, and then day 4 in the morning, I applied the second coat because I wanted it to be nice and dry. And then later in the afternoon, I was finally able to apply the sealant.
There's something different about us. We're pouring cup after cup after cup. Yeah, it's just the way we do it. Anything just
I 100% thought this would take me like one morning, like a few hours in a morning to do this job, and it took me 5 days. So I completely underestimated how much labor was involved in this project.
even if what we're doing
Here is the Minwax polyacrylic sealant, and I'm going to link everything I used below in the description, but this is a clear coat. It's super watery. I was not expecting that, so it was really hard to get it to not be dripping everywhere and to get it really even. So my job is not completely perfect, but it definitely looks way better than it did to start. And I actually let my daughter help with her little paintbrush on this part. Since the top coat is clear, I figured it couldn't hurt to let her help a little bit, and it made her really happy.
apart, there's something different.
So after 2 coats of the sealant and some drying, let's take a look at that before picture again so we can remember just how bad the table was. It turned out way better than I could imagine. I love how it looks. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of the frugal fun around here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
There's something different about us. There's something different about the way we are.